Pre-flight diagnostics beginning. Engines check. Weapon systems online. Shields 100%. Onboard computer operative. Diagnostics complete. Setting destination for adventure, standby. Warning, hangar bay doors opening. Everything is set. You are now clear for takeoff. Estimated arrival time, 5 minutes. And we are off. We'll make the jump once we've established connection with the rest of the fleet. Connection established. See you all at the Star Park. We've made it. All right, everyone. Let's get this party started.
My goodness, hello everybody. Happy Pizza Friday Eve. Oh my goodness, I hope you guys have had a phenomenal week so far. Wolf, thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Heckies, how long has that been? Wait, hang on. 39 heckin' months, tier 1 sub. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Wolf. I apologize for being spacey tonight. Today was exhausting. Like big huge exhaustion. So it's gonna be one of those cozy vibe nights, which is perfect because that's what we kind of go for on Art and Chill. There is a possibility tonight I go into another Sen rant, but I don't know, that has yet to be seen if I actually go into one of those tonight. I might be fine. And I'm sure you know. I'm sure you know what it pertains to. I might finally be letting myself. Okay, wow. That auto correction is not auto correction. Letting myself out of the self-imposed Destiny 2 ban I had for over 2 years. Oh, really? Now, Volker. Okay, so what has changed? But yeah, hi everyone. Hi. I'm gonna be all over. My brain is all over the place tonight. So you guys get to listen to Chaotic Sen tonight, the one that stops mid-sentence, forget what he was saying, and then decides to move on to another topic. Nova, hi, how are you doing? So tonight we are going to be drawing Mr. L's Sona tonight, half body street sketch. My goal tonight is just to get the sketch done. I don't know if we're gonna particularly get to the colors tonight. I'm playing it by ear because, boy, I don't know. Like I thought today was kind of an average day, but my body is just telling me, like, bro, you've been all over the place today. Resto, hi, how are you doing? Welcome on in. Hi. You do sound pretty tired. Yeah, I'm trying to mask how exhausted I am, but I don't think I'm doing a very good job of it. Resto, welcome on in. Happy Pizza Friday Eve, by the way. How am I doing? I'm doing great, Nova. Outside of me failing at how sleepy I am tonight. Yes. Resto, are you a fellow? Are you Panda here is our resident trash panda? Are you also a trash panda? Wait, I could just look at this. Maybe like you are? Yeah! Oh my goodness. Yeah, so we're gonna be doing a trash panda tonight. So I'm super excited about tonight simply because, so Mr. L, whose Sona we're doing tonight, he has never gotten art of his persona before. So this will be the absolute first time that any one person gets to see his Sona. So I'm super excited, super honored to be the one to initially bring this Sona to life. But yeah, so we're gonna play it by ear. I don't expect us to be to go our usual 4 hours tonight. I think I'm gonna need to call it a little bit earlier than that. My Sona is half raccoon mask because they also have pigment thingy that also made the uncovered eye blind. Oh, that's interesting, dude. Resto, that's super cool. See, I love it. I love it when we have like little backstories or like little quirks of our Sonas. Let's see here. I don't think I have much in terms of patch notes today for the housekeeping segment. I'm trying to think. I mean, I was working more on the engine, the Project Loaf engine that I was talking to you guys about. I am now halfway done with building this engine up. So I've got two more major bullet points for this this secondary engine, and then I'll be good to go there. But that's pretty much it. No real I don't think we've had, I don't think there's any bug fixes that we've needed. So, and I think I mean, I was gonna say, for the most part, caught up with all the rank ups. I know we still have a list, but I haven't seen a lot of those brigadiers in chat for a while. So, so if you guys do have a rank up in the future, like, and you're super excited about it, definitely remind me about it in case I forget. Okay, with that being said, let's head on over to main stage, that we can get started on our little sketching escapade tonight. Oh man, I've also got like a pretty funny story that happened tonight. So there was a huge event that happened at our campus this afternoon. It was like they called it the friendship dance. So it was like so parents and students got to come on over onto campus grounds, and they were able to take their kiddos to this like outdoor dance thing that we set up for them. I didn't get to see it myself, but I heard it was a lot of fun. So, I'm nearing the end of my shift of work today, and so I'm watching the kiddos who are still there from the after school program. Styles, hi, how are you doing? Welcome on in. So so what we do is, so I'm a part of the after school program, and so at the end of the night, when all the academics and all the clubs are over, the students who remain, we take them over to our library. We kind of just hang out in the library. Well, tonight was particularly crazy because we had like parents going to and fro, and you know, they're not allowed to go into our library when the after school program is still in session. So towards the end of the night, I had this nice little old lady. She was walking towards me because I was manning the door to the library, and she was like, "Oh, can I get inside?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am, but I can't let anybody in here because this is still part of the after school program. Is there something I can help you with?" And it was so funny because she looked puzzled why I was stopping her from going into the library. And so she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm part of the board of directors. And I just need to do something, you know, in the back because in the back of the library we have like this office space." And I was like, oh, so this lady is the boss. Like I was like, oh yeah, okay. If you're board of directors, like come on in. And she's like, oh yeah, I'm sorry. I should have like worn like like my badge and like a uniform or something to let you know. But thank you for letting me in. And I was like, yeah, no problem. I need some ID, ma'am. Yeah, I'm pretty sure like that's the first time in a very long time that anybody in the district has stopped her. I mean, she wasn't mean about it, but it was like that look of confusion. Like, why is this guy stopping me? Like, I'm board of directors here. Like, I basically control this entire campus. And and so, but she did compliment me on the fact that I stopped her, because she was like, thank you for like putting the student safety first. And I was like, oh, you're welcome. You know, because like I don't know who the board of directors are. Like I know there's some committee or something out there. So I was like, oh dude, I gotta tell my boss, this is so funny that I did this. And then so at the end of the day, when we're wrapping up, all the students went home. So I go to my boss and I'm like, oh man, dude, it's so funny. So I told her the story. And then my boss was like, yeah, she's actually the president of the board of directors. And I was like, oh, she's the boss. I was like, man, I was coming at her like she was just like an average Joe. Little did I know she's like the mega one that, you know, oversees the overseers. I almost felt like the power difference was between like I was the Hobbit and then she was like Gandalf and I didn't even know it. Like she could have like blipped me out of existence anytime she wanted, and I'm just sitting there being like, hey, no ma'am, you can't come in here. Hit her with a you have no power here. Oh my god. So that was something funny that happened afterwards. And yeah, I guess the like the other staff members, like the ones who were still on campus, they were kind of in a tizzy. They were like, why was the president of the board here? Like blah blah blah, and they're like whispering to each other. And I was like, I don't know. She seemed like a nice lady though. Like she's there in the back if you want to ask her. You would part an old man from his walking stick. Oh my god. So that was funny. I got great amusement out of that. Okay, say goodbye to the paw beans, by the way, for the time being, because I'm gonna move my monitor over the camera, the hand tracking camera, and we are gonna get started on sketching. Gandalf standing with the staff ready. You shall show me your hall pass. Yeah, but I'm kind of curious myself on like what the president of the board of directors was doing at our campus after hours. Like, was she there for the dance, or was she there on more like business transactional purposes? Because like I know right now, and I don't know if she knows this. I would. Part of me feels like she would know this because like I don't know. I guess word gets around like super quickly in the district. Because like I have people coming up to me knowing me, and I'm like, how do you know me? And they're like, you're the one who made the website for the after school program. Like, how'd you know that? Like every time, oh yeah, like we know about you. I'm like, this is news to me. Like, am I just like some like little celebrity in the district that everybody knows me now? Like because literally, okay, so get some context here. So at the start of this school year, I was getting I was getting perturbed a little bit. Not any one of my teammates or anything like that. No. But so part of the after school program is like an academic portion. And so we have after school teachers, myself included, in that team. And so it's our responsibility to come up with these academic lessons. So with the after school teachers plus the tutors that we have contracted, we're supposed to have like 20 minutes of academic time with the kiddos who stay in after school. And so we have this really robust like set of PowerPoint presentations that help us go and teach the lesson to our kiddos. And so we were using a Google Drive to distribute these lessons out to the rest of the team, both teachers and tutors. Now there are many in the education sector, the educational field, who have a very minimal understanding of how to work a computer. And that's nothing against them, like I totally get it. So having them try to navigate through a Google Drive to get to a file in a Google Drive was proving difficult for a lot of our team. And so I don't like to see my team struggling. So I was like, okay, I've got to come up, there's got to be a solution to this. I didn't know you were an after school teacher. Yeah, Styles. I am an after school teacher. But I always hate explaining to people what an after school teacher is, because there's a lot of times like I'll come across people, oh, what do you do? Oh, I'm an after school teacher. Oh, what is that? And then I have to explain it. And a lot of times I don't want to explain it. You know, I'm there to like get some food, or there to grocery shop, or there to like, you know, at Walmart or something. I don't want to explain it. So I just tell people that I'm a teacher, because basically I am a teacher. I don't teach during the day, I teach during the night. So yeah, so I my official title is after school teacher. I used to go to this school after school program in my middle school days. There were many, mainly bad memories. Oh no! So, well, hopefully, Styles, that things have looked up greatly since then. I never wanted to do an after school program. Like, I had the option to, but I never wanted to. And then, you know, whenever... It was so funny. I was such a crybaby back then in like elementary school. If my parents were like 5 or 10 minutes late on any given day, I would start bawling. I would start crying my head off, thinking that they forgot me. It was so silly. It was so silly. Oh my god. I used to cry at like the drop of a hat, and it was ridiculous. Calzone, hi, how are you doing? Welcome on in. So what was I saying? Dude, I totally forgot. Something about after school, something or another. I was talking something about it, and I totally forgot. Well, whatever, it probably wasn't that important. Personally, during daylight savings, or I'm not sure what the official name is, but every time I was in after school program and it got night, it just hit different. Yeah, well, I kind of feel bad for like some of my kiddos that have to stay till 6 p.m. And this is why I try to make it fun. I know there's standards and rules that say that, oh, you know, you have to get through these certain academic lessons. But I try to modify those lessons just a little bit to try to make them a little bit more fun and stand out and like kind of jump off the page rather than just like this dry reading of like, okay guys, turn to page 294. We're gonna be doing this this activity today. So I try to spice it up because I'm thinking to myself, like, these are students that got to school, and I don't understand this. Our school starts at 7:30 in the morning, instead of 8. So for whatever reason, so a lot of these kiddos are there from 7:30 in the morning till 6 p.m. at night. They're at school all day, and I'm just like, when are these kids supposed to like be kids outside of school? Like they're basically there almost 12 hours. Like that's crazy for like an elementary school student to be at school for 12 hours. Oh, I know. I remember what I was talking about. Okay, so my team was getting frustrated that they couldn't navigate to lessons very easily to you know, do with the students. So my brain immediately went into like creative solution mode, and I was like, okay, here's a team that is not very computer literate. How can I help them navigate to these activities and these lessons more easily? And I'm like, well, everybody understands how to navigate a website. So what I did, I was like, dude, that's perfect, because I know recently Google started having the option of what they call a Google site. So you could build a website through your Google Drive and then publish it like as if it were a website, and it has all the functionality of a website. So I'm like, that's what I'll do. So I compiled together everything that we use. I put it in this really nice user interface on a website, and now everybody's like, oh my god, this is so easy. Oh, we get this. Like, there's our lesson right there on the front page. And I'm like, exactly. And so I was like super excited to show it off to the team, and everybody loved it. And then after that, like, everybody on campus knew me, like all the teachers knew me, like all the admin knew me. And then like even people from other campuses and like from the district, when they would visit, they were like, oh, are you Mr. Sen? And I'm like, yeah, hi. Like, have we met before? Like, I apologize. Oh no, this is the first time we're meeting, but I've heard all about you. I'm like, what the flip? Like, how? And they were like, every time it's like, you're the guy who built the website for your campus's after school program, right? Like, I saw it. It was really cool. And I'm like, oh my god, wait, what? Like, I guess news spreads like wildfire, and I'm just like, everybody knew about the website. So yeah, doing some work on OBS layout stuff. Ooh, I love stream upgrades. There were many PSA and flyers talking about picking up your kids late and trying to encourage parents to pick up their kids early. Oh yeah, and my boss is very strict on that. We have a strict 6 p.m. deadline, and if the parents miss that, then it's a strike. If the parents get 3 strikes, then the student is booted out of the program until next year. Ape substituting Lupin's Dark Arts flashbacks. Kids just need an iPad these days, so it says good parenting. Oh, I know. I'm Goof. Hi, how are you doing? Welcome on in. Lucas, hi, how are you? Okay. Big updates. Oh, dude, Calzone. That sounds super exciting. If you need help, like, I don't know if you use Sammy or not, but if you use the Sammy Streambot and you need help with it, let me know. I love teaching streamers how to use Sammy. Albeit right now I'm kind of in a waiting mode because the former lead developer on Sammy moved on. He goes by the name Landy. He's one of us. I'm super excited about that fact. I always mention it, and Panda always gets confused whenever I point that out. But it's fun. It's fun to know that Furry was working on Sammy. So what are we drawing today? We are drawing a trash panda, a raccoon. Uh-oh. Gonna have to check that tomorrow. I think one of my armrests on my chair is loose. Yeah, it's Trash Pandas. Oh, hang on. Wait a minute. There's one reference I need to pull up here. Forgot to pull up. So yeah, like everybody in the local district seems to know who I am. But I'm also excited because they found out I did a website. Admin of my campus wants my help to improve our current website, like our main website. And I was like, yeah, sure, I can do that. Like, I'll help out. I love doing this kind of stuff. So then they're like, okay, here's our website. And oh my God, I looked at the website. It is a hot mess. It is whoa. There is very little organization on our main website. It looks like it's like, to me, what's on the website presently strikes me as like this was a high school student's homework / project assignment. And there's just a lot happening on it. So one of the things that I find most egregious about our main website is that it reads like a legal document with passive-aggressive threats put in between like some of the pages, and I'm just like, oh my God, how did this get? I don't get it. Zerakai! And then Martin's like, okay, well let's do dupe farming.
Oh, yes, we got the dupe.
Oh, we got the dupe. Oh my God, yes.
It's a meme on people.
Zerok, thank you so much for the raid. How was art? What were you arting? Art plus chill train. Let's go. Let's go. So were you doing an art and chill as well? We're doing a trash panda tonight. It is a never before seen trash panda. We are going to be working on Mr. L's persona for the very first time. He doesn't have any art of this Sona yet, so we are going to be doing the very first iteration. I'm super stoked about this. Happy Pizza Friday Eve, by the way, everyone. I don't use Sammy, but I do need help setting up redeems for check-in stuff. So, Calzone, what stream bot do you use? Do you use StreamerBot or Mix It Up? Because usually, so I tell people to get one of some of those like really cool like advanced stuff going on your stream. You basically need one of the big three: StreamerBot, Sammy, or Mix It Up. But we have, but. You know, Lucas, I read the first part. I was like, but we have a trash panda at home. So, yeah. So we're just gonna do. So tonight we're gonna be doing sketching of this Sona. I'm super excited about. I'm also gonna be like lollygagging with chit-chatting with you guys, which is the chill part of Art and Chill. Let's see here. I want to start with the ears because I know raccoons' ears are very. They're pointy like a fox, but they're short. They're stubby. Let's see here. Have you heard the good news about Landy, friend? Oh yeah. So Landy. He is currently working on his own Streambot solution. And very early stages of it, but I'm so stoked about him working on this because before he left Sammy, he had this magnificent vision for Sammy, and he talked about it on one of his streams a while ago. And I'm not of a programmer mindset, so like 70 to 80% of what he was talking about was flying over my head. But the things I was understanding, like he was like, dude, I want to modernize Sammy. I want to have it hook into like the modern like code bases that Amazon and Google use. And stuff like this, and I was complete. There was so much stars in my eyes, even though I wasn't understanding a lot of it. I was like, this man has vision. I will follow him wherever he goes. And at the time of him talking about it, it was he wanted to upgrade Sammy to this modern era, and I was like, oh man, yes, this is Sammy at its full potential. But he moved on. He stepped away from the development team, which I totally understand. And so now what he wants to do is he wants to take that initial vision that he had and use it to create his own streamer bot, and I am like over the moon over it. So right now, I'm gonna be sticking with Sammy in this like waiting position as I wait for this new bot to come online, and then I can use it. Because Landy having vision is just one aspect for me. The other is that he is very entrenched in the community. He loves streaming as much as I do. And the thing I really liked about Landy, he was the head developer on Sammy. He streamed and he used Sammy. So like he was one of us. Like he knew the problems of Sammy. He knew where people were getting some pain points. He knew like areas that Sammy could improve on. He knew features because he used it, he breathed it, it was a part of him. It wasn't just like some developer off in the void and like you never get to hear from him. Like he still constantly streams. Like Panda, can you get a shout out for Landy? If you guys don't know Landy, like go give him a follow. He is an amazing individual. And so like it's crazy to me that the reason I gravitated towards him so much is because very seldom do I come across like somebody who has as much passion for streaming and improving streaming as I do. Sometimes I feel like I worry people like I'm some like manic person whenever I'm talking about streaming and like things I can do with streaming and all this stuff. I sound like a crazy person. But Landy gets it. Like Landy understands my passion to a T, and that's why I immediately gravitated towards him, because he's the same level of crazy as I am. Like, who in their right mind says, oh, I'm gonna take this streamer bot that is Sammy, and with my knowledge of OBS and Sammy, I'm gonna try to design like a Twitch plays game that is Loaf Quest and like a JRPG. Like, who does that? Like, who in their right mind? Like, you look across the vast peninsula of Twitch.television, and yeah, you'll see cool things happening on Twitch, but usually when it comes to like a chat integrated JRPG, most people are not insane and they go and look for an app that does that for them. I'm insane. I built one from the ground up, and it has custom controls and it features Loaf, and like, so when I talk about some of my things that I work on here in terms of like where I want the channel to go, a lot of times I listen back to my VODs and I'm like, dude, if I didn't know it was me, I would have said this person's crazy. Like, he's talking utter nonsense. Like, this just doesn't happen on Twitch. But then I talked to Landy, and then Landy's like, oh yeah, like, I want to do this, this, and this, and I know it's crazy because it's like I'm building this program from the ground up to try to help a bunch of streamers. I'm like, this man right here, he understands me. We have a fellowship, even though like we're doing totally different things. Like, his passion equates my passion, but it just in like the two different areas that we're focused in. So I sing the praises of Landy a lot because I love his personality. I love that he loves streaming, and I love that he has a passion for it. But who'd I see? Oh, Slushy, hi, how are you doing? Welcome on in. So yeah, so I'm just biding my time, and you know, I've told Landy before, like, bro, take your time. I want this streamer bot that you're working on. I want it to sing when it comes out. I want it to sing to me. I want it to just be the best it can possibly be in its first iteration. Like, it doesn't have to be polished, but let it be working, let it have great features, and I will wait to the heat death of the universe if I have to, because I mean, I just want it to be good. And I know with Landy it will be good. Singing the voice of the fox people, exactly. So that's what I'm kind of most hyped about right now. So in the interim, I'm kind of just, because I've used Sammy for so long, that's where I'm sticking to at the moment. But the moment Landy comes out with whatever program he's working on, his streamer bot program, dude, it's gonna be the most swift mass exodus on my end from Sammy to whatever he's working on. Ingenuity and passion is what caught my attention and kept me coming back. Oh, okay. You know, it's interesting because now that I think about it, Okaris, that's Panda, you told me that like way back when, where like that caught your attention. So I'm glad I like, hopefully, and honestly, you guys, I hope this passion that I have kind of like resonates onto you guys. Like, I don't want to just keep all this passion to myself. Like, I want to help, like, with my crazy and just like showing you guys, like, hey, if you put your mind to something, like, magic can happen. I hope that's what conveys to you guys. Like, I want my craziness, like my passion for what I do here on the channel, I want that to hopefully resonate with you guys, so that whatever you're passionate about, you guys try it yourself. Won't be using that until I get a more capable PC for streaming. L, hi, how are you doing? Welcome on in. Welcome to the yap session. Lakeos, hi. Love the attitude, Sen, but dang, do I find it hard to keep my mind on things with ADHD. Yeah, it can be tricky. It can be tricky. And the thing is, like, even though our brains are wired differently, see, and this just might be me. This might be me, like, with the whole ADHD thing. I will say goodbye to any doctor that tells me I can't do something because of ADHD. I will walk out that door and I will not see that doctor ever again, because I don't want to hear what I can't do. Like, if there's one thing I am I'm very passionate about streaming, obviously, but the other thing I'm very passionate about is don't tell me that I can't do something. I don't care. I don't care the list of things that any doctor. I don't care. I don't want to hear it. Like, you tell me that my brain is wired. You tell me I'm neurodivergent. You tell me I don't care. You tell me I can't do something that a normal person can't do, and I will prove you wrong, because I don't want to be told. Like, I choose my own fate. I don't want some doctor telling me that I can't do it just because my brain. I will find a way. That is something I never want to be told, is that I can't do something. And I am petty enough that I will go out of my way to prove that doctor wrong. I will do whatever it takes. And then I will then share my story with as many people as I possibly can, so that they don't fall into the trap of like, oh, I'm not going to do this thing because my doctor said that this, and this, so I can't do it. I'm like, that should never be a thing. We are an adaptable species. Like, if people from World War II can come back and live semi-normal lives with 2 legs missing and an arm missing, and they can still go about their lives in some sense of normalcy, then I don't see why I can't come up with like my own version of mental tools that is equivalent to like whatever the normal people are doing. Like, if my hammer, like, if we're visualizing these tools as like a hammer, if a normal person's hammer looks like something you buy from Home Depot, well, then I'm gonna craft my own hammer from like twigs and stones and leaves. It may look very different from the hammer that normal people have, but I swear to you, I will make it function like a hammer. Mine will just be weird and different and look nothing like a hammer, but it'll get the job done. Do a triple backflip then? But yeah, that's one thing I definitely look out for doctors. Now, luckily, my newest doctor that I have, he seems very chill. Like, he seems like he's very positive, and I'm grateful for that. But if I ever interact with a doctor that tells me I can't do something because I have some like wiring issues up here, I'm gonna tell him, all right, then you're not gonna tell me what I can do. You're gonna tell me how I can achieve the same result in a different pathway. Like, if this is the normal pathway of a normal person's mind, then you teach me a pathway that will help me like navigate through the it's happening inside, so that I achieve the same outcome. Like, it might take longer for me, I don't care, but it's not, like, never ever tell me I can't do something. Never ever tell me I can't do something. I will prove you wrong, and I've done it all my life. I had a high school instructor tell me one time that I should, like, after high school, before getting into college, that I should open up a credit card and max it out, because by the end of college, I'm gonna be in debt for the rest of my life. And so I should have fun while it lasts. And I remember him saying that to me, and I was both floored and infuriated, and I was like, I'm gonna prove this idiot wrong. So I went to college. I got a Bachelor's of Fine Art degree in animation. Here I am sitting with you guys right here, right now. I have no more debt. I have no more college debt. And so I proved him wrong. And I like the celebration I had the day that I paid everything off. I went out and I got myself an ice cream cake. And then I distinctively remember, this was so stupid of me, because I mean, I loved it still, but so I looked to the sky, right? I was looking out because it was evening time, so the sun was setting, and I remember thinking, and I was by myself at the time, but I stuck both middle fingers up in the air, and then internally I was like, these two fingers are for you, teacher. Like, I did it. You told me to max out credit cards because I would be in debt the rest of my life. Here I am sitting today. I don't have debt. Don't tell me what I can't do. I will prove you wrong. Phoenix, hi, how are you doing? Sorry, I get very passionate about that. Normal. I proved it wrong as well. I didn't go to college. Yeah, so don't ever let anybody tell you that you can't do something. If that is what you want to believe, I strongly recommend not. But again, that's your life. I'm not going to try to convince you otherwise. But me personally, I am not. That's not how I live my life. All the traps that normally catch people. Yeah, I mean, normally that teacher is right, but when San went screw, yeah, exactly, I did, because I was like, no, I'm not, because like, I don't want things dictating my life except me. I said hi, how are you doing? Thank you for the hydration, by the way, Zarok. So yeah, don't ever tell me. And you know what's funny too? A similar incident happened to me when I first joined the furry fandom. So I was looking for the fandom, right? And I found a place to mingle on this site called IMVU. Some of you guys might know it. It was a company that bought for Affinity for a time before it was bought back. And so I was a part of this. Now, hold your horses when I say this, because I know some of you are immediately going to go to a particular direction, but it was an innocent, it was more D&D. But I joined up in a role-playing community, a furry role-playing community on IMVU. And we used to do these like silly D&D style battles with each other. And so I was getting kind of sick and tired of our little group bickering with each other every now and then, being like, oh, well, that move would have hit like that, you couldn't have dodged that, and the other person was like, no, my dodge is like really up there. So these role-playing sessions were kind of like a gentleman's agreement, where there was nothing official. It wasn't like you were rolling a d20 or something, and that was determining like whether you missed or failed. You would just like post these elaborate attacks, and then it would be up to the other person to decide fairly, quote unquote fairly, if the attack landed on him and lost health points. Well, in these more massive battles, things would always get heated, and there would always be bickering, like, oh, well, I didn't want to lose this one, so I'm gonna say that no, it didn't hit me. So I got frustrated with the bickering, so I decided I was gonna try to create this simplistic like system on IMVU where we could roll dice in this little like beep, 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 beep thing. And I was like, well, let me take it a step further and let me actually go and like create these little attack animations, like super basic. It was like baby's first like magical animations. A lot of them were so silly. So I got in contact. So I was like scouring IMVU's creative scene, and I was like, hey dude, can you help me with this? Can you, like, all I'm trying to do is I need these. So how animations worked on IMVU was they were triggered by chat commands. So not unlike what we do here on Twitch. So I remember asking around, like, is there a way for this, like, I'm building a program, a small little program with this UI, and I need it, when I hit this attack button, I need it to invisibly like post in chat to fire the animation. And is that possible, right? Like, is what the workflow I just described, is that even possible? And I was just getting, nope, can't do that, nope, never heard of it, nope. And then I somehow miraculously got in contact with one of the devs of IMVU, and I was like, hey man, like, I know, like, I apologize, I know your time is valuable, but I have a question. Like, you are the one person who I know would probably have an answer to this question. Like, is this possible? And the dev responded back to me, and he was like, knowing what I know about this social platform, I don't think that's possible. I'm pretty sure that's an impossibility. And so, and most people at the time would most people in general would be like, well, I tried. Like, if a dev of this social media platform says that it's impossible, I guess it's impossible. But I didn't accept that. The devs told me there was no cow level. I was gonna prove that there was a cow level, and that's exactly what I did. I spent probably another 6 months scouring for information, and miraculously, I managed to get, it was like building the Millennium Puzzle. I was getting bits and pieces from other people's projects, and I know I'm not wording that correctly because it sounds like I was stealing other people's projects. No, I was noticing that this particular thing did part of what I was looking for. Like, it did like the attack button thing, right? Like, you could press it and then like flowers were growing in the world, and I was like, okay, that's kind of what I'm trying to go for. And then this other thing over here was doing like the invisible attack animations, and I was like, how are they doing that? So like, I purchased these things, and I was putting them in my own private world in IMVU, and I was studying it. I was like, what is going on here? And I was analyzing it. I was like looking at the matrix code, and finally, after like 6 months of like piecing together like this complex 3-dimensional puzzle, I finally found the code. Like, I finally created the code that would do exactly what I wanted. And then I showed my little clan/community on IMVU, and they were blown away. They were like, what the flip is this? Like, this has never been seen before. This is crazy. So, long story short, for a second time, somebody told me it was impossible, and I proved them wrong. I was redrawing an art piece. I accidentally deleted the files for, oh no, but also giving little fixes like my Sona's new palette. Just have flats, shadows, and filters to go. It's also going to be my test run for potential art prints. Ooh, that sounds so exciting. Holds horses in attempt to be more stable. Nay, I say. I think we lost the main point. Oh my god, are these all horse puns? Go full ADHD? Yeah, I went full ADHD there.
Let's get a good stretch.
Thank you, I'll get a good stretch in. Are you talking about Diablo? No, I'm talking about social... I don't know what you want to call it. It's like the precursor to VR chat. Some site called IMVU. That's where I first found the furry fandom. Thank you, Gato. We went on a horse pun streak, but we got off track. Dude, that's awesome. You guys must be reading from the Book of Fire Cat. Okay. But yeah. You know, it's funny. That was a long-winded speech / rant that I didn't think I was gonna take, because I have a feeling that I might go into a Sen rant a little bit later, because of the gaming space of today specifically. But that's where I thought I was gonna rant. Didn't expect to rant about people telling me that something's impossible and then I prove them wrong. Oh, I love this song. Oh my god, I love this song. This song is so good, but I can't play it because it's gonna get DMCA'd on YouTube. But oh my god, that was the opening theme song to My Hero Academia Vigilantes. Oh dude, such S tier music. Saber, hi, how are you doing? Oh, welcome on in. I just found the furry fandom by Lucky searching on Google back in the day when I found Yipster. What is that? Like a music place? Which is now so furry? What is that? I've never heard of these places. Dude, the opening to Vigilantes is Crescent. I agree. So OP, dude. It is so incredibly... Where's my triple backflip, Sen? I will, Here's... Wee. Okay, and then we land. We stick the landing. Bam, there's her triple back jumps. Peak. For me, it was cartoon funny clips going into inflation in cartoons and going into For Affinity, drawing compilations on YouTube, which for some reason are still up. Some of these have their Willy. Oh, that is interesting. YouTube, no less. I'll show them. On top of the dandelion opening. What? Wait, what are we talking about? Susan, remember how you wanted to play Ultra Moon? I'm in the middle of a playthrough. Well, Saber, have you gotten to the one of the main teams? Okay, so I'm getting super distracted again still. Oh, you know what I want to do? You guys were talking about like how you guys got into the furry fandom. Dude, a lot of you, I know a lot of you haven't heard my story. Like the veterans, the Brushtail veterans, know this story, but I would love to share with you my story on how I found the furry fandom. It is like an epic story of discovery. Which, like, well, I'll just start. So, Also, I'm gonna try to get your nose right, Mr. L. Give me a second here. Perfect, beautiful, amazing. Have you ever played In a Dream Barbecue? It's free on Steam. Very artsy experience. No more than 3 hours. I haven't. I will have to look it up. All the way to Po Town? Ooh. Okay, I don't want to say too much, Saber, but there's a moment that you should be like, oh my god, I know this song. Not sure if you responded to what I said, Sen, since it had to happen. Oh yeah, I did, and I also forgot what I responded to. So let me scroll back up. Oh yeah, I don't know if I know those places. So furry? What's that? Peruvian artist. Ooh. It's very surreal. The new run started off with a bang, got a shiny under 10 encounter. That's crazy. That's so crazy. Okay, so I know L said that his Sona is kind of shy, so I'm also assuming he's kind of playful too, as most raccoons are. So I'm gonna start off with a certain eye shape and see how I like it. That's kind of the vibe I'm going with right now. I could also try. Let me try the super experimental eyes. That might work too. That actually might. Wheelie, hi, how are you doing? I found you, Panda Ears. Are you gonna resume Deltarune when chat? Dude, no, Gato. I want to do chapters 1 through 4. Change the name because for some reason. Oh no, that's. Oh man. Eye shape is something I was kind of thinking about, but I don't know how to describe it. Oh. L, do you happen to have like a furry image that kind of depicts the eyes you were thinking about? If you have some sort of image, even if it's not a raccoon, if you're like, man, these are the eyes I'm going with. Looking for some earlier, I might need some time to find it. I didn't want the eyes to seem aggressive. Yeah, that was like the main key I got out of your description, L. That is like not an aggressive eye. So I definitely don't want to give you aggressive eyes. Then I know raccoons don't have like the taco and their taco. It's more of a. Well, maybe we just go taco, like just a baby taco. Really, really baby taco. Okay. something along those lines. Okay. Oh, my story about how I found the fandom. Also I need to like flip this because I'm detecting skews. Skews detected everywhere. Ah, my god. Dude, there's so many skews. Not too bad. It's not too bad, but there are some skewing. What's the taco? Oh, I'll show you. It's something. It's a senism. It's not actually used in anywhere outside of this channel. So, when I draw furry mouths, I start by drawing an upside down taco, and then I give it like the smile. So that's this part right here is what I call the upside down taco. Again, if you go to any artist and say, hey, can you draw for the mouth, can you draw the upside down taco? They're gonna be like, what? This is literally a Sen exclusive term. Yeah, any artist will probably look at you like you were crazy. Yeah, I like that. There's this part of the taco. Can you draw me the taco? What? Exactly. That's exactly what I would expect their reactions to be. Yeah, dude, I'm liking that. We also need to move it over since we shifted the nose over. We also have to shift the mouth over a little bit. Not by much, but definitely a little bit. We need it like that. Okay. We're gonna get rid of this. Yeah. Okay. I'm liking how this experimental piece is coming out. I was like, dude, if we're gonna be experimenting on L tonight, I'm like, I'm gonna go full ham and see, because do you guys remember? Well, I should just show you guys. I see. So this is one of my favorite pieces I've ever done. So this is Chip Cottontail. And I was like, I want to try to give that cutesy art style to L. And so that's what I'm like currently trying to but I think what I need to do is I think I need to increase the pupils a little bit. I think I need to shift the eyebrows up a little bit. Okay. Zelda, hi! That's quite cute indeed. Amazing mirror music. I haven't played that in years. Yeah, me too. That reminds me though. Contacted by a few artists lately with plausible streaming portfolios, but last one scammed me with questionable. Oh yeah, if an artist ever comes to you in your DMs and being like, oh dude, like if you need art, like hey, I could do an art commission. Please be careful of door-to-door art salesmen. Half of them are scams and the other half are bots. Don't ever, you know, you seek out the art. You go and seek out the artist. Don't let the artist come to you, because that's probably something fishy going on there. I think another thing I'm feeling here is that raccoons' snoots are like really round. I think that's what I'm missing here. I can't get the money back. No, that's okay. Look, Chaos, and this goes for everybody. Like, we all make mistakes in life, and as long as you can learn from those mistakes, yeah, the mistake might be hurtful, like to you or whoever, but now we've learned, right? Like that's the key. You beat me to it. I was just gonna say that piece reminded me. I wanted to see what less V-shaped eyebrows would look like. Yeah. Because I was looking at it, I'm like, oh, he's looking a little angy, and I'm like, I don't know if I want angy on this. Yeah, I don't think angy is what we're looking for here. Something along those lines. Yeah, there we go. Okay, perfect. So, my first question to you, Elle, is now that we're getting the face area done, what are we thinking in terms of a mask? I know Panda had a very specific request for his mask. And I know raccoons generally have like this type of a mask going on. So is there like a specific mask you're looking for? And if not, we could do like a general mask. And then we could like you could iterate on it in the future. It sucks being on such fixed income. I know, Lachaos, I know. But hey, the positive side to this, Lachaos, is that now that you know, you will not fall for that trick again. So imagine this happening to you like 3 more times. Now that you've learned it this time, it won't happen another 3 times. So, Lachaos, my suggestion, if I noticed you mentioned like a fixed income, right? If you are able to pay for a commission piece over like a few months, here's what I would do if I were you. So what I would do is I would already imagine in my brain that I had commissioned an artist and come up with a sum in your mind of how much that you would need to pay that artist every month. Once you've done that mental exercise, take that number and deduct it from your fixed income every month, and do that for several months and just put it aside, right? Because if you found an artist, let's say, I'm just gonna give out like a random number, right? Let's say an artist said, okay, I'll take your commission. You would need to pay me like $5 a month until the full amount is paid, right? So if you're able to do that, right, where it's like, oh, cool, this artist, I can pay him $5 a month until the whole thing is paid off. Take that mindset and do that now. Like, imagine you already have an artist that is willing to do that. So take the $5, put it aside, maybe put it into like a separate savings account or something, and do that over the course of a couple months. That way, by the time, let's say like 6 months, right? 6 months, you have a pretty sizable chunk in the savings account. So now you don't have to worry about an artist, you know, lump summing or not, right? Because now you have that little cushion of money that you can just be like, here you go, artist person, I would like your commission. Because if you think about it, it's the same thing. Now, by you like doing that though, you have now opened up your options even further, because now you don't need to find the artists who just accept like payments. Now you can like open that up to any artist that you want. So see, it's all about like creative solution making. Like if the obstacle, and this is just me, by the way, because remember what I was telling you earlier, like don't ever tell me that I can't do something, because I will find a solution to it. So if I was in your position and I really wanted an art piece from like this artist that I admired, but they didn't do like payment plans, like it was like, okay, you have to do a down payment here, and then at the end of the commission, then the rest of the payment is due. Me, I wouldn't wait I wouldn't wait around hoping that they'd change their mind. I would take action into my own hands. I'm like, I really want this artist and nothing's gonna stop me. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm on a fixed income. I'm gonna take $5, because that's what I can reasonably do, and do this for X amount of months. I'd look at their prices, be like, hey, these are their prices. Okay, so I would need to do this for X amount of months. And then when I had enough, I'd be like, cool, dude, I can finally commission this guy, right? No, and like, Chaos, that's why I'm so glad you're here. Like, look, I love teaching. I love giving people, Yoler, hi, how are you doing? Well, thank you for the 8 biddies. Don't, like, Chaos, never, ever, ever feel dumb or not thinking of a perspective that you wouldn't have thought of before. Like, I don't want you to take away from this that you're dumb. You're not dumb. It's just something that you never thought of before. Like, I think of it in terms of, I always go back to math for this. If you take a high school student, let's go middle school student. If you took a middle school student, plopped him in the middle of a college calculus 2 class, I would not expect that that middle school student to know what the flip is going on in this calculus 2 class, because they haven't gotten to the point of math where they recognize that that's even a thing you can do in math. So you can't be faulted for not knowing what you don't know, but what you can be faulted for is whether or not you learn the lesson of like whatever's being taught to you, right? And then make that a part of your toolkit going forward. So you didn't know it then, you know it now, and now hopefully with that in mind, and see, this is the beauty. This is why I love teaching people. This is why I will never get mad at somebody for doing an oopsie, like an accidental oopsie on this channel, because it is so much better, in my opinion, to teach somebody how to do something differently, like they didn't know before, and then watch as, like, live in front of you. You watch as their entire, like, it's like all these locked doors are in front of them, right? And this is what I love about teaching. I place myself side by side with whoever I'm helping teach. And I look at the scene that they're looking at, and there's all these locked doors, right? Everything's a locked door. And then I share some wisdom with that person, which unlocks like a new perspective for them. And then you get this, like, as a teacher, you get sometimes, not all the times, but sometimes when they're open to it, you get this beautiful moment where it's like this aha moment, and you watch as all those doors open and like all this light starts like flooding through, and you just see this little glistening in their eyes. You're like, wow, dude, this is crazy. Like, look at all these pathways that were just now open to me. Bro, that's it, man. That's what I love doing. It is such a great feeling, because now that person is better than they were before. And that's what it's all about here on this channel. Like, one of the core pillars, and if you guys were in the Discord like a couple weeks ago, I made a mention of this in the Discord. One of the core pillars here on this channel is that I want us to all strive to bring out the best versions of ourselves, myself included, because I'm not perfect. I am far from perfect. But if we all strive to bring out our best selves in each other, like, the world will be a crazier, brighter place than it was before. I'm not going to sit here and say that the whole world will become a kumbaya shining force of justice. I wish that was the case. But with what we do here, we could take that that light into our own lives and affect the little amount of our like inner circle and those we interact with. We could go out in the world and like touch other people's lives in a similar way, because now you're a better version of yourself, and that's eventually going to like trickle over to the people you spend time with, and that'll trickle to them. So that's my goal. Like, and this is something I won't say, oh yeah, ding ding ding, sorry, would it be okay? Oh yeah, L, yes, absolutely, yeah. 100% L, DM me like a bajillion pictures if you need to. So like, before I started content creation, I really loved Markiplier. I still love Markiplier. And a lot of the speeches he gave on his channel way back in the day, and I'm sure he still does it now, but I don't have a lot of time to watch him. But a lot of the speeches he gave about bringing light into this world really resonated with me. And so like, I knew from very early on in content creation that that's kind of the path I wanted to take. Like, with the content he makes, he tries to bring a little bit of light into this world, and hopefully it trickles through his community, which then his community can go out and trickle it into their little community spheres that they are a part of. And like, I want to do that for us. Like, if I can identify an oopsie that any one of you guys might accidentally do, and if I don't want to say call it out, right? That sounds like, oh, I'm gonna post on Twitter and blah 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 and cancel whatever. No, but like, if I could point it out to you and be like, hey, instead of doing it this way, try this way, in my hopes that you are receptive to that. Because, so one thing I want to make absolutely clear is, I know in this day and age, there's this weird, I don't know, mentality where it's like, when there's a lot of times where correcting somebody, that the person being corrected takes offense to it as if it's some form of disrespect. I don't know why that is. I still to this day don't understand it. But if I'm going out of my way to try to help correct an oopsie that you've done, it's not supposed to be taken offensively. It means that I have enough respect for you and I see enough potential in you as a person that I want to see you reach that best version of yourself. And all I need you to do is like move over like 5 degrees, like tilt your body 5 degrees and go in that direction. Like if I truly didn't care about you and I didn't have any respect for you, why should I take the time out of my day and parse wisdom onto you in hopes that you find that more perfect version of yourself? Like if I didn't have any respect for you, I wouldn't give you the time of day. So just understand that if I correct you, it means I have a very high degree of respect for you. It means that I actually care. So like I never want you guys to feel offended or anything. I would hope that you wouldn't be offended if I ever had, if like I saw an oopsie and I corrected it, like to try to like give you a better perspective. Hey, you know, that, you know, maybe try this way, right? It breaks my heart every time. This hasn't happened a lot, but there have been times in the past where a brigadier or a friend has snapped at me for correcting an oopsie. And my heart breaks every time because not because whatever they said was hurtful, like in response to me trying to correct them, but it means that their heart is so shut off that they're going to be hitting more and more pitfalls in the future. And it breaks my little heart because like I can see those pitfalls. I know those pitfalls. I've learned from those pitfalls, and all I'm trying to do is prevent that person from falling in those pitfalls in the future. But you know, and this is the hard part about being a teacher, is you can never force an individual to take the information that you're trying to present to them. All you can do is offer it, invite them to take a look at the information, to learn from it. But it's ultimately up to them. If they don't want to take it, then as a teacher myself, I have to step back. I have to be like, okay, as much as it breaks my heart, the only way this person is going to learn how to become their best self is by falling in those pitfalls like 700 more times, and then wonder why they keep falling in this pitfall. And sometimes you just have to watch as they like metaphorically break their arm in falling into this hole. And I'll be right there to like pick them up, but like again, I'm not gonna force anybody to take any of the advice I give them, because that's not the job of a teacher. The job of a teacher is to instruct and give, like, offer as many tools to people as possible, but it's ultimately up to those people to take the tools and run with them. I'm not going to firmly grasp it, you know, I'm not going to do that to you. So as much as you get highs of like watching that aha moment with people, you also have the lows of knowing that some people, the only way they're going to learn is like watching them run 75 miles an hour into a brick wall a half a dozen times, then hope that they come back to you crying, being like, why do I keep running into this wall? And I'm like, well, really want to know, I can like remove the wall for you, and then you can just run for miles. Bro, hi, how are you doing? Turning this on. Oh no, Lakeos, no, don't do that to yourself. Like, this is a great moment. This is an amazing moment for me to explain how I try to help you guys. like, I want to thank you, Lakeos, for like sparking this amazing conversation that we're having. Like, without you tonight, we wouldn't have had this amazing moment just now. Like, I have such the warm fuzzies inside of me. And see, this is what I love about Art and Chill, is that it gives me the opportunity to like just vibe with you guys and chat with you guys in whatever topic we decide, while also like watching me do art, like, quote unquote, in the background. Say quote unquote because it's like I haven't been doing art the past 20 minutes. I DM'd you a couple of pieces of visualization. Let's go, dude, let's go. Oh my god, such a great artist. Okay, I know this, I forget their name. Oh, Paco, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Dude, we could totally make this work. Alright, so that's the mask shape. Oh, yes. Alright, cool. Oh, we got a direction. Elle, thank you so much for the visuals. Okay, I'm gonna have to change up the nose a little bit. You should be sleeping? Wait, what time is it for Ro? Ro, what time is it for you? Let me guess, Ro's gonna be like, oh, it's 4:28 in the morning. Ro, what are you doing? Okay. Dude, where's the song? Where's the music? Oh, let me guess, Metroid music? How do I know? Metroid music. I'm gonna skip it because it's so low. Dude, I'm gonna have to go back and like touch up the Metroid music. So that it's not like so quiet. Wanted to de-obs before I crash something. Throat is really driving me nuts. Oh no, bro, are you sick? In bed now, it's getting like, Styles, thank you so much for being here. Have a wonderful night. Hopefully you enjoyed it. You got to listen to one Sen rant earlier, which was great. My Sen rants can go from anywhere from like 5 minutes to flipping 1.5 hours. Currently, oh yeah, Styles. Okay, you're a fellow Califer. Dude, I'm here in SoCal. It's like 1,000,000 degrees outside right now, and it's supposed to be near 90 degrees tomorrow. I'm like, please no, we're in the middle of winter, or supposed to be. 5:28, dude, I was close. Oh my god. I saw that forecast. Yeah, it's gonna be miserable. Not looking forward to it. So puffed there. Should probably move that over, but you know what, it's fine. Oh, what is missing here? Oh. Okay, you know what? I'm digging it so far. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Here, dude. Dude, the nose, man. It's the nose. There's something I'm detecting within it. I got a couple who, unless they need me to be that person, they rarely talk to me. Most of the former. Dude, I'm so bad. Oh, dude. Oh my god. I forgot to tell you guys about how I joined the fandom. Dude, I'm all over the place. That's fine. Everything's Gucci. I'll do that in just a second here. So I really want to tell you guys the story. It's so funny. Start of last month, I had an internal. Oh God, Ro, did you have to go to the hospital for that? I feel like that's hospital visit worthy. Poopable knows that ADHD operating system. Yeah, dude, totally, 100%. Okay, so you said you're on the recovery, right, Ro? You better tell me that everything is gonna be Gucci with you. I will accept nothing less. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna set this up. I'll be finding time, just taking a long time. Good. I'm glad you're doing better. And yes, do whatever it takes to get back to being 100%. Okay, so let me talk to you guys about how I joined the furry fandom and the hilarious story that revolves around it. Oh my god, it is a phenomenally hilarious story. Okay, so we have to rewind the clock. We're gonna rewind it back to, I believe it was 2008, I want to say it was, or thereabouts. So I've been in the fandom for quite a bit of time. We're almost at the 20-year mark. Most furries would tell you that I am a gray muzzle. No. Joke's on them. You know, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do that. I think that might. No. Try to make this look good here. Kind of difficult thing to do. Okay. Then with the little snooter. Okay, so about 2008, right? Maybe a little bit sooner. Maybe it was late 2007. Either way. So I'm a noob at the internet. I basically don't know what the internet is because at this stage I am just now learning that the internet does not equal AOL, where before I thought the internet was strictly an email messaging service called AOL. So I'm finally browsing the internet proper, and I find that there are people who can chat online in places called forums. I was like, wow, this is kind of interesting. What do I even do here? I find myself in an internet forum talking about Super Smash Bros. Brawl, which was the newly announced Super Smash Bros. Game of the time. I was really, really hyped about it. I realized just this moment, I don't know how to make this work. Yeah, just do that. Oh, wait. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, so I find myself on this forum site called Smash World Forums. Some of you guys may know that name. And I'm like, wow, there's actually people just as nerdy as I am in here. Dude, they're all about that Smash Brothers life. Let's go. And, you know, we would talk about speculation of things. So, I found this thread on this forum of people trying to predict who the next new character in Super Smash Brothers Brawl is going to be. And so there's thousands of posts. Oh, Goku for Smash, the Black Knight for Smash, Wolf O'Donnell for Smash, and who was some of the others wacky? Frieza for Smash, dude. It was crazy. So I always enjoyed browsing that thread and seeing who was posting what about when, where. Oh, and then of course the Pokemon posts. Oh god, they were everywhere. Venusaur for Smash, like Zapdos, like the whole shebang, right? Then like a lot of oddball ones that I didn't know from the Fire Emblem series. Like I didn't know who the Black Knight was until I was like, who is the Black Knight? Like I have no idea who this guy is. Of course I found out and I'm like, oh, from Fire Emblem, okay. Never played Fire Emblem before, but it seems kind of interesting. But we got a lot of sword characters already, so maybe we should avoid the sword characters for a hot minute. Well, you see how that went. The Wii U and 3DS version, there were sword characters coming out of the eyeballs. There were so many of them. Anyways, yeah, so then one afternoon I come home from my my campus and all right, let's see who's on, let's see who's posting what in this forum tonight. And then I come across one. It says Crystal Smash. Like, who the flip is Crystal? I don't know any Nintendo character named Crystal. This is one of those anime characters like Goku. No sword characters? How dare! I need 5 more to recover from that statement. Looking up tips on early game FAQs. The first time I found game footage of the original God of War. Dude, game FAQ is so good. I stumbled my way onto the internet for the first time somewhere around 08 too, but I never forgot the sound of my parents connecting it through dial. I will never forget that. That was so funny. Anyways, Crystal for Smash. Never heard of Crystal before in my life. Like, alright, who's the Crystal person? So, didn't have an image of her on there. But, oh my god. This guy had produced a wall of text going over everything about what Crystal's kit could be. And so I was reading and I was like, oh, this guy has given it some thought. This guy is of a higher quality than what I mostly see around these parts. And so I was like, okay, don't know who Crystal is, but judging from his post, somebody from the Star Fox series. Okay, never played a Star Fox game. I know who Star Fox is. He's that little fox guy, you know, up in space. I get it. Of course, later down the line, I realized his name wasn't Star Fox. It was Fox McCloud. But at the time, I was like, oh yeah, Star Fox. Okay. And I was like, oh, you know, I was sipping my tea with my little monocle on. I was like, oh, okay. So she appears to be some sort of staff user. Oh, that would be interesting. A staff user in Smash Bros. Now, there's something unique. This guy gets like the swanky Winnie the Pooh seal of approval. This guy went from top to bottom, left to right, even what her taunts would be, what her final smash would be, full shebang. I was like, this guy clearly had this all thought out when Melee first came out. You could tell it's just immaculate in terms of her moveset and everything, and how much thought this guy put into it. And I was like, all right, I read through that amazing post. Let's see what my fellow intellectuals are saying about this immaculate post that was given more thought than 95% of what I see on this thread. And all I saw was waves and waves, pages upon pages of the same thing over and over. Ew, a furry. Kill it with fire. 7 pages of the same copy pasta. And I'm like, what the flip is a furry? I have no idea. I was like, what is this? Some kind of like internet slur that I don't know of? Like, what is going on here? How do it? I'm like, oh, page 2, same thing. Page 3, same thing. Page 4, same thing. Now, what you have to understand is the internet landscape was very different back then. Before Zootopia, it was internet morally acceptable to crucify furries online when you found them. You were not anybody on the internet until you had a crucified at least one furry on the internet. You know, oh, this guy's weirdo, he's psychotic, he's needs to be in a mental institution, haha, point and laugh. Like, let's harass this guy over here. This guy's a furry. So back then, internet culture was still extraordinarily hostile to the furry fandom. Extraordinarily. So I'm sitting there thinking like, that's just internet terminology. I don't know what furry is, but you know, before I go asking people what a furry is, like, let me just make sure it's not like a super bad swear word or like some sort of a slur of some sort. So I did what I thought was normal. Let's go ask Google. And you have to understand, this is Google back in 2008. This isn't Google today where like you type in what is furry and you get like some AI generated thing saying, oh, they're fandom anthropomorphic animals, they enjoy art, blah blah blah, and all this other, like, whatever. You back then you type what's a furry, you got all these like medical articles. Oh, furries are these mentally challenged, borderline psycho, deviants that need a lot of mental therapy. And so that's what I got. First five things that came on the Google search engine was like, furries need to be institutionalized, furries and their mental state. How are they living? How are they coping with being in regular society? Like, and just like all these people being like, oh my god, furries, you know, they are mentally unstable. You never know what the furries are gonna do. Gotta keep away from them. They're like a disease. Zod, hi, how are you doing? But it's still it's a lot better now. That I do agree. There's still areas of the internet where you can still get very hostile environment, but it is a lot better than it was like back in 2008. So I'm reading all these like horror stories and I'm like, whoa, okay, like, wow. That's what a furry is? Ooh, I don't know, man. So, like, at this point, I was, like, on the edge, like, you know, the looking out, you know that meme where it's like there's a guy in the middle and the pathways fork to two different areas? So my area is become a furry or become a furry hater, and like I have to decide, right, based on what I'm learning. And I'm like, well, here's all these people who don't seem like they're furry. They're kind of like bashing them and saying that they're like sexual deviants and all this stuff like that. Before I cast judgment here, and this is why I'm weird, because you know, normal internet people would just like take that at face value and become a furry hater, but I'm like, okay, I got this side, but this seems so outlandish that I have to talk to a furry. Like, I have to know they're really this psychotic. So then my next question to Google is, where can furries be found? They're like, oh, you can find them at conventions, but online you can find them on Second Life and IMVU. And I was like, I know Second Life, so I immediately went and downloaded Second Life, and then I found out that should I be hi. My paw beans are underneath the monitor, but trust me, I'm grabbing them and stuffing it all into my fur. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna talk to these furries. I want to see, because like I did gather from Google that furries seem to be into art that had like animal people hybrid things, and I was like, you know what, that's kind of cool. You know, I've always been kind of attracted to that kind of art style, dating all the way back to when I first played Breath of Fire 3 for the PlayStation 1, where anybody who's played Breath of Fire 3 knows that there is a were-tiger by the name of Ray in Breath of Fire 3. And I always gravitated towards him because I was like, dude, that tail is sick. That is a sick tiger tail. Man, if I could have a tiger tail like that IRL, that'd be sick. So I downloaded Second Life, and then I logged into Second Life and realized that my computer couldn't handle Second Life. It blew up. So I was like, well, I can't go to Second Life, so Google said that they could find them on IMVU, so whatever IMVU is, I'm going there. So I downloaded IMVU, and my computer could handle it, which was great. And so I had this like really noob intro avatar, and it was so funny because I was so nervous because there was like this world that I could join called Furry Haven. And I was like, dude, this Furry Haven has like 9 people in it. Oh my, there are 9 potential furries. So I joined. Then I started seeing the messages come in up in this public space. And I remember one of them was like, hey, there's a noob avatar over here. Like, we're probably gonna have to kick this guy and ban him. Because, you know, like, you have a noob avatar is probably gonna be a troll, right? So I went in and I said hello, and I was super nervous, and then, you know, you got all these furries like being like, hi, how can we help you? And I was like, well, I kind of wanted to know more about the furry like what are furries? Like I learned of the term like not too long ago, and I want to know more about them. And so luckily they were receptive to me, and they started talking to me about what a furry was, like what the furry fandom was. And I was like, dude, this is my jam. Like, I like this. This is like, I'm totally vibing with this answer. And so from then on, I was like, dude, I'm furry, like 100%. Disney made me a furry. Disney made a lot of people furry, and I have a feeling that most of those animators were also furry. So that is how I joined the fandom. You were a bobblehead for a while? Yeah, I was doing a lot of like head motions. I was definitely doing a lot of head motions. Okay, so we have the head. I am really happy with this head. So now we are going to start the half body portion. Okay, hold the phone. Hold. I am sweating. It is 83 degrees in my room. I am not okay with this. I feel like I'm dying. We're supposed to be in the middle of winter. North of the equator, you guys. Not be experiencing summer temperatures here. So I'm currently standing up right now. I gotta open up. Do I turn on my portable AC unit is the question I'm currently struggling with at the moment. Do it. You know what? I'm feeling uncomfy, so... Who's that? Row! Row! You know what? There is kind of a cool breeze coming through. Alright, we're gonna leave the windows open for the time being, and we're gonna see if that helps any. But man, if it doesn't cool off by at least 5 degrees in here, I am going to turn on my portable AC. 30 here, I'm very sick of it. Oh man. Zod, I wish. Oh, you know what I wish we could do? I wish we could split the difference. So bump yours up to like 60 and drop mine down to 60. 2-year mark sub to this wonderful bean. Oh, bro, no, you're the wonderful bean. Yes, that is a rank up. So, Ro, the next time you are around for housekeeping, when we're inside the Grand Atrium at the start of stream, remind me that we have to rank you up. We will go through your rank up ceremony. Art is such a nice life experience. I agree. 100% agree. Okay. So, according to L, his Sona has a similar body shape as me. So I get to draw belly a little bit. I think generally I like the idea of having the top of the mask somewhat follow the curvature of the eyes. Okay. Having a relatively thick stripe going out this side of the face. Okay. So, L, my question to you, how is this looking for you? Your Sona does have a good shape. It does have a good shape. I 100% enjoy my my Sona shape. So far, so good. Okay, cool. Definitely want to make sure that I'm going in the right direction here. Hard, but I'm laying and not needing to cough anywhere as much hard anymore. So Ro, are you in the intro stages of your recovery? Also, let me move your Sona's head upwards. And then we're gonna try drawing the body. So for this, I think I'm gonna open up my my own ref sheet. Be very careful though. I'm gonna be treading some dangerous water. Absolutely cannot afford to get on camera. Where's the which appropriate ref sheet? There we go. Also, I know I have another belly sketch around here somewhere. Let me open that up too. Here is... I'm treading water here.
Let's stretch our legs.
Oh, I was just there too. Okay, give me a moment. Un momento. I'm gonna have this one up too. I think this sketch is what I'm gonna like base it off of. Okay, L, tell me, is this body shape too chunky. I think this is what I'm gonna model it off of. That's pretty good. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna stand up and do some leg stretches really quickly. That's the shape I'm thinking of. Love chunky body. Yeah. So this one I exaggerated Ben's chunkiness on this one a little bit. He's not that chunky. He's got a nice belly. Yeah. But this is very close to his body shape. Early tonight, gonna try to sleep. Have a good Nova, you have a wonderful night. Thank you for being here. Okay, so let me move this up. This is kind of what we're gonna go for. This hand, this was a nightmare to do. Okay. Do this here, so we're gonna draw a circle around his head so that I get a idea of where draw the neck. Oh yeah, dude, the temperature is already dropping. Oh, thank God. Because I have two windows in my room. I have like this little tiny window when it's chilly outside. Like, oh, it's so it brings in just enough of the crisp evening air. But then I have this much larger window like directly behind me that like if there was a fire I could literally just like jump out the window and it'd be fine. And dude, having that open with the mini one, dude, it's actually getting nice in here. Oh, is that this song, Panda? Dude, let's go. I'm waiting, cloud. It's a little bit too far forward that way. Okay, and then we've got this. I should be close to the end of this, but if I'm still having issues, we'll go back to see what's going on, because it's the coughing that's bothering me, it's more the intensity. No, I feel that. Like, gotta take care of that first. Okay. So... Dude, that's too much. I feel like that needs to... Huh. This is not adding up properly. Okay, that'll be better. Over like this, And this needs to come in a little bit more. Yeah, something along those lines. Need a notes here. Oh, okay, hang on. Before we do that, let's get a shape going that I like. It's so funny. You would think that me being chunky, that I would know how to draw a chunky min, but I don't. Like, it's still something I'm working on. But don't worry. Oh, we will get this. We will get this right. See, I think too. What I'm feeling right now is I'm trying to make him, like, the proportions are too toned. Like, there needs to be a widerness to it. I think that's what I'm currently feeling. That's the problem. Rosie, love you beans. Ro, you have a wonderful night. Yes, please keep resting. Please keep getting better. We need you better. I think this is what I'm feeling. Okay. And this is where I go into focus mode. Yeah, I can yap with you guys when it comes to like the head, because I'm so sure of myself with the head, like anytime I'm drawing a headpiece. But when it comes to the body, I feel like I still need to whoa. I could not get to my mute button fast enough. Oh. Yeah, so L, what I'm thinking is I'm just gonna focus on the sketch tonight, and then next week, we'll put on the spray paint color on him, like stylized color for the street sketch. I really want to make sure that this body gets done properly. When done properly, Robert, properly. I quote Edna many times. See, I want. Something like that. A little bit more. I'm definitely digging this pec shape. I think that's actually working really nicely. I think with this one we just need to make it go up a little bit more. This one's almost there. See, I could always do the back, like the back of a chunky fluff boy, really nicely. It's the front we struggle with. There's such a unique shape with it. It's with these lines up so that I can see what in the world I'm doing. So I want to move this up here a little bit. I want to get a little bit more of the belly in there. It's very important to me that we get belly in there. And then what I want to do is I want to kind of get some of that. Need to put some of that. This. Okay, what's part of me still wants to put the right there. I think that's where I want to put it. And then I'm pretty good. Yeah. Belly good? Yes, belly good. I think what I need to do too, I think this is what's bugging me. We need to open this up. That's what's been annoying me this entire time. Yeah, I mean, see, now he looks like he's connected to the body, and not just like a Lego piece plopped on there. That was bugging me. This is my current bug right there. It's so close to being a tangent. Let me yeah. I was not okay with it being that close to being a tangent. Okay. Oh, you said he had a white belly, right? like this song. I hate that it's so short though. Okay. Well, the body shape I'm vibing with. What about you, L? Is this a good vibe? Belly size and body size. I like it. Okay. I'm very much digging the okay. Hang on. Part of me wants to do. Nah. Yeah, that's okay. Then yeah. Looking so good. I really like the belly. I really like the chonk and strong, which is what I was hoping for. Yeah. Let me like this, right? Oh. Cool. This needs to be so yeah, dude, I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. I think what I want to do too here is a little bit of detailing, just a little bit. Oh, right, white belly, right? White belly. Let me see. Okay, yeah. So what I'm gonna do here is just light sketch. So we accentuate the belly a little bit with the white stripe. Squeeze my face! Oh my god. Face has been squeezed. Excellent. Oh my god, excellent. Love it. You know what I'm gonna do too? This came out way cooler than I like. I had this vision L for where I was gonna go with tonight's piece. But this turned out like way better than I visualized it. Okay, so I'm gonna like actually merge these two layers now, and then I'm gonna move this over just a hair here, because I was thinking about it. I'm like, we should probably add your ringtail. So here's a question for you, Al. The ringtail. Are you liking the shape? So I know you sent me 2 images, right? Do you like those tails? And is that the tail that you are seeking for your Sona? I'm trying to remember what Sly Cooper's. I think Sly Cooper's tail is more like a. It's like a almost like a fox tail. Then I know there's also like. Whoops. There's also like the more like garish looking like round tail. Googling. Copy that. Pretty pointy, definitely pointier than I had in mind. Well, the ones that you sent me are kind of pointy, but they're not overly pointy. Because what I want to do is I want to put your tail like somewhere up here, just to show it off. It comes up. We could do something these lines. It's somewhat pointy, but like not overly pointy. So I was thinking something along those lines. Definitely would like some fluffiness to it. So this is kind of like a fluffy-ish tail. Not too pointy, not too whoosh. I think this is, but you tell me, Elle, what do you think? This is kind of what I think of when I think raccoon tail. It's not bad. If there's a part of it you want changed in terms of the shape, I didn't think about it until you mentioned. Oh no, you're totally fine. If this shape isn't to your liking though, like we can just like omit the tail for the time being. Or we could, because like we're gonna do more of this next week as well, Elle. So like if you want, you could sit on it, or no, what's the term? Sleep on it. And then I could always change it next week before we get into coloring. Put a darken. Get the illusion of a little bit of shading. Using nothing but line weight. Just want to touch up some of this stuff so that next week, when we get to coloring, we can actually hit the ground running. Aha. All right. All right. We're pretty solid on that. A little less pointiness? Yeah. Do you want to maybe like a little bit more rounded? We got a little bit more of a rounded tip. Tail in the face are the hardest features to figure out for raccoon IMO. Non-biased response. Yeah, I know with Panda, see, Elle, it's so funny because Panda underwent the same thing you're going through now. Panda didn't have a Sona, and then he won a raffle. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna like give him the full works. I'm gonna like build his Sona from the ground up. So I built his Sona based on conversations I had with him in the past without him telling, without telling him. And then I presented it and he was like, "Oh, who's that?" And I'm like, "That's your Sona." He's like, it was just like, it was like Windows broke and had to like restart. So both of you guys being raccoons and both of you guys getting your Sonas in the same way. Finishing my coffee, got tea steeping, and I'm gonna have ice cream. Wow, that's a... Chaos, I don't know if it's nighttime where you're at, but are you sure that's a good idea to have coffee, ice cream, and tea I feel like that would keep you awake for another 6 hours. Stuff doesn't keep me up. Oh, okay. Well, hey, if it doesn't keep you up, that's good. For me, it would probably keep me up for like 6 to 8 hours, and I'm like, nah, dude. I need to get to sleep pretty soon. Yeah, I feel like I'm a weird artist. I keep staring at this piece. I'm like, man, I can't believe I drew that. That is a great shape. With a thick tip. Okay. Rounded then pointed. So do you want it more rounded than what we have here? What I can do is I can try rounding it off. Or maybe even just like straight up come down, meet that. How's that? That might be a shape you're looking for. See, that's better. I like it. It definitely still has like the raccoon vibe to it. Excellent. See, what I'm feeling right now is like, right now I'm envisioning that scene in Wreck-It Ralph where Penelope is like making her own go-kart from the candy, and I feel like I'm Ralph and Elle is Penelope, going around like, oh my god, yeah, the button's pressing, oh my god, this is... And then I'm like, oh man, is this a good go-kart? And then she turns around and she's like, it's amazing. That's kind of the visual image I've got going on. Oh man. This is coming out, dude. I feel like I'm a weird artist. I feel like most artists out there are like, man, I hate my work. Look how sucky I am. Oh, the garbage, and it's so bad. And me, I'm just like, I feel like my ADHD brain is kicking in. I'm just like staring. I'm like, this art piece. Wish I could draw a persona like this. I don't know how much this artist commission prices are. I'm like, wait, hold on. I'm the artist. I did not have everything as a snapshot in my head. It would a shame having a healthy response. I don't know. Like you talk to a lot of oh my god, my brain, a lot of artists, and I feel like they always complain about their work. It's like, is ogling the right word? I don't know. Like I'm ogling over the fawning. Maybe fawning is the more appropriate word. I don't remember what ogling means. Fawning over my own work. True, but WoW is better than I suck, I'm trash, it's time to retire. That's true. You know, it's funny because I remember back in university, I complained about taking 4 life drawing classes. I'm like, why do I need 4 life drawing classes? I'm tired of drawing figures. But you know what? Looking at this, I'm glad I took the 4 life drawing classes. I feel like almost anytime you create something, you're bound to deviate at least a little bit from what you originally envisioned. And a lot of time, the final product ends up better for it. Yeah. Especially like with collaborative efforts. Final piece, product sounds cold. Product, yeah. But I mean, I understood. Goodness. Oh, yeah. Oh my goodness, yeah. Dude, I don't even know if we had a... Oh my god, Zelda. Oh my god. I don't know if you saw my DM, or not DM, my response to you in the Discord server. Dude, you guys, Zelda killed it last week with the thumbnail generation. She won 2 out of the 3 thumbnails last week. It was crazy. I was like, dude, I'm going through the list, right? Like Hatewire and I are like selecting which ones won the thumbnail or the thumbnail post or the thumbnail voting. And I'm like, Zelda, Wolf, Zelda. I'm like, dang. Zelda almost got a clean sweep last week. Zelda's on the warpath. Dude, she's got all the divine beasts on her on at the ready. Let's see here. Oh wait, I thought I dropped something. Though, may I whine about something? Sure, Lucaos. I know, I'm surprised I've kept my my ranting about Marathon / Destiny to a bare minimum tonight, because I thought, dude, I swear I thought I was gonna do like a whole like 1.5 hour long ranting thing about the 2 games, because today actually starts what the industry calls a server slam. So starting today and going into the weekend, people can play the game Marathon for free just to try it out, and then it officially launches. Like, this is kind of like a beta test, even though it's not a beta test, but it's kind of stress testing the servers. But the game officially comes out next Thursday, or I guess this coming up Thursday. Oh, I guess, yeah, next Thursday, because it's Thursday today. And so people can play Marathon this weekend. And if you guys, I know not a lot of us are, but if you guys are a fan of like first-person shooters at all, it might be worth your while to like check out Marathon this weekend. And I'm being very nice right now. I'm being extremely nice because I myself will never play Marathon. Ever. I have no interest in playing Marathon because for me, Marathon represents the downfall of Destiny 2. I know I've talked about this in the past few streams, but Destiny 2 is not in a healthy state by any stretch of the imagination. And we're not getting any news about Destiny 2 for another 2, 3, 4 months. And all Bungie is talking about right now is Marathon this, Marathon that. Did I get disconnected? Am I here, you guys? Did you see that message over there? Sammy got disconnected from the chat. I don't know if that means I got disconnected from the chat. Czar, hi, how are you doing? Having a present mail 24/7, and anytime I do good, it's response in the masculine. Oh, interesting. Zelda has discovered the secret of winning thumbnail creation, that being actually using the redeem. Dude, I get worried. Like, Volf, not gonna lie, I get worried that when the channel inevitably gets bigger, I'm like, how many thumbnails are we gonna have like on a single night? So tired to be well somewhere, and then it'll always having to present mail. Oh, that's what you mean. Look, yes, dude, I was confused. I was like, what are we talking about again? Oh, so now I see what you mean. Marathon is the reason Destiny 2 is going to crop, and it's been the last expansion, the introduction of your geared system. Yeah. Sir Treasure Panda, what an honor! Oh, Zar, look at this panda we did for Mr. L. Look at how cute he is. I love him. He did the first art of my Sona. You know, I'm not a cis male. That's true. At that time I did, and now I completely forgot until just this moment. I was lurking. Also, like, oh my god, last week I loved, Panda, your message about like the last Art and Chills thumbnails, like Pam reading them, and, oh, this is the same image. The tiered loot system, my fire team all uninstalled. My fire team didn't uninstall, but like the portal really put a damper on like my clan's desire to play. For me, I think the main problem, like amongst other problems, right now one of the main problems Destiny 2 is suffering from is like there's two different games going on. Like there's the bar map Destiny where it's like, oh, these are all the planets I could explore, oh, let's go, and then it's all gear, like you can travel the solar system and you get gear that is old and ancient and doesn't work anymore. Like, oh, okay, it works, but like they consider it outdated, right? And then there's like portal, like mobile Destiny, where you go into this portal of menus and you just click on something and you play. And then you get all the really good new gear from that. So you have these two conflicting, and I'm like, there needs to be a reunification there. Just wanted to whine about having to present mail so much. I can see how that could get annoying, Lakeos. Oh, it was a tiered system, and then giving power boosts to gear that at higher tiers. Well, okay, I will say right now, I don't think Destiny needs a tier system. They already had a tier system. It was called colors. White, green, blue, purple. That was the tier system. So Bungie tried to fix a problem by introducing the same problem. Cheese, hi, how are you doing? I long lost the passion for Destiny things, although some of the recent stuff seems pretty neat. I will say a lot of what they did with Renegades, Destiny 2 Renegades, was really good. I really enjoyed a lot of what Renegades had to offer. And I think a lot of that had to deal with the fact that I didn't have to interact with the portal very much during Renegades. I was having so much more fun in the Lawless Frontier than I ever did playing the portal. Some of the reasons, I've been around since Shadowkeep or Steam. Ooh, I'm a Destiny 1 beta player. I was there the first minute Bungie originally opened up the moon for all of us in the beta. I was one of the very first Guardians on this planet to step foot on the moon. But yeah, I will not be playing Marathon under principle, like if Bungie wants to abandon or optically abandon our community, then I am not gonna go and support this game that they're pushing. That, you know, because what's so sad is what it should have been, ideally, was that Marathon and Destiny, like, shook hands. Like, we should have been both married to Bungie, and both treated as equal wives. But instead, what we got is it feels like Bungie dumped us, the people that have supported Bungie through thick and thin, as they try to get their feet, like, steady. We were completely abandoned for the new chick that they picked up at the local nightclub. And that's kind of how it feels. And it kind of sucks because it's like, you know, 10, 11 years supporting the studio, and this is kind of the thanks we get. It's kind of interesting to me. And so because there's that dynamic optically, I am not going to like support Bungie in like this, oh, this is our new wife, we're old wife who? Destiny 2 what? Like, I don't believe that that's a good and healthy relationship. So until Bungie learns like basic humanomics, I'm just gonna make that word up just now, in understanding that if you're gonna build a live service game, a part of that live service has to be the human element, and having a healthy relationship between studio and its community. And you can't just do what you're doing and expect your live service game to function properly. Like, yes, there's a lot in Destiny 2 at the moment that needs to be better in order for the game to be fun again. But at a fundamental level, a live service game does not remain alive, if you don't have a good and healthy relationship with your community. And I think that's what's actually speeding up the decay of the Destiny 2 environment and ecosystem right now, is because Bungie has elected to stop having a relationship with us for whatever reason. The original gear tiers didn't favor things so badly. Like, now you're just not farming for the federals and stats or perks, but you're farming for that with being tier. Yeah, so because I was feeling so down this morning, because I knew the Marathon server slam was happening today and everybody was going to be talking about Marathon, I was feeling really down in the dumps because, like, I'm a Destiny 2 fanboy. What can I say? So what I actually did is I actually wrote an article, like a solution-based article for Bungie on their forums. This is my 4th article that I've written to them over the past year and a half. Because like I can't just sit there and tell Bungie that Destiny 2 is not in a good state without like explaining myself. So like I have this huge article that I wrote. I don't think they're gonna see it, and maybe they'll read it and chuckle and be like, what is this guy even talking about? But yeah, so that's what I did today. And honestly, I'll pull it up and I could read it to you guys, because I love the way I put some things, and I think it's a very well thought out article that I really do at least hope that one dev sees, because I think I have some pretty strong points. I just want Destiny to be fun again. I want it to have a vision and a direction, because right now it just feels like it's directionless. It feels like it's leaderless, directionless, visionless, and it really kind of makes me a little sad. Bristle, Dr. Bristle, hi, Senor Crunch. I see that you retired from being a captain. Yes. Now I'm commander. The new chick came in with allegations of Gen AI and stolen artwork and whatnot. What became a... Oh, yeah, they... See, and this is kind of the magic of Bungie at work here. Like, they were able to flip the narrative on its head. And it's like, if you're able to flip something as difficult as a narrative 180 degrees, like, why can't we get that for Destiny? Like, why is it left to rot? Exactly. I strongly suspect Marathon crashes and burns because the extraction shooter market is kind of cornered. People who like those are kind of niche. I don't know if it'll crash and burn, but it's not going to be like the money maker Destiny 2 was, or sorry, the Destiny franchise was. Like, when Destiny 2 first came out, there was like 3 million people playing. Like, you ain't getting those types of numbers with an extraction shooter. But what I'm at least hopeful for, even though like it disgusts me to even say because of just how I feel about Bungie right now, and how I feel betrayed, and abandoned. I'm actually hoping, despite Bungie's seemingly abandonment of the Destiny 2 community, I hope that Marathon just remains a stable element in the background. I don't think it's gonna get huge numbers. I don't think it's gonna peter out, but I think it'll have like a small but robust little community. But yeah, I just don't see how it's gonna overtake Destiny as a franchise in terms of like its potential of making huge monies. I feel like Destiny is much more accessible to people than like a hardcore PvP extraction shooter. Who don't play D2 anymore because they removed the game that they fell in love with. Yeah, I feel like that's a big part of it. I still refuse to play Guild Wars 2 from how NCSoft shut down City of Heroes. Yeah, so Volf, you get it. Like, I will never chastise anybody for coming in here and be like, dude, Marathon, greatest game ever. I'm like, dude, that's awesome. Like I looked at some of the gameplay, it looks flipping awesome. But I won't play it. On principle. All it takes is one cool cinematic for everyone to forget. Yeah, that's really the case, Panda, honestly, yeah. And see, that's what I'm kind of waiting on bated breath for Destiny 2, because like all of this can change in an instant with one cool cinematic and one stream from Justin Truman. Gonna try to capture some of the Arc Raiders. I think it'll have a pretty easy time capturing some of the Arc Raiders. People who are looking for a more serious extraction shooter. I don't think Marathon has anything to sweat about that. Peak song. Agreed. Well, as the Destiny money, I actually feel like they're putting all those eggs now into their mobile game. No, I don't think so. Like, it's because like the mobile game isn't being maintained by Bungie. Like, Destiny Rising is being exclusively maintained by NetEase. So Bungie doesn't even have to lift a finger there. Today is tomorrow. Cheese, have a wonderful night's sleep. Thank you for being here. Yeah, let me pull up the solution because I write these articles every now and then when I'm getting inspiration, or like I feel like Destiny could be working towards a brighter future. That I'm not sure, Lakiz. I think they're making royalties. I think that's what they're making money off of, but it's not. Yeah, like no Bungie personnel are working on Destiny Rising. That's exclusively NetEase. So I would have to imagine that the partnership with Bungie and NetEase is that Bungie gets royalties from the IP. but I don't know the split, and I don't know if it's even royalties. I don't know if it was like a lump sum, like Nettie's like, hey, we'll pay you all this money to make this game, no royalties added, or if Bungie was like, no, let's add royalties. We actually don't know the specifics on that. But like, I imagine, considering that Pete Parsons was in charge, and him and his money-loving hands, I can't imagine he would make a deal that didn't include royalties. Because, like, would he be able to buy more cars if there wasn't royalties coming in from Destiny Rising? Like, think of those poor V8 engines who need Pete Parsons home. Like, who's thinking of them? And you know that a bunch of people were working on it. I just meant they were making money off of it to keep afloat. I don't think Destiny Rising is getting enough royalties to keep Bungie afloat. I think it's like side change that Bungie can like grab from, but I don't think it generates anywhere near what needs to be generated to keep Bungie afloat. I think it's just supplemental income for Bungie. A lot of money when they went independent. I'm not sure it was a nice little investment on NetEase's part. Says wink, we can't judge. Yeah, maybe. But yeah, so I tend to write these little articles. I call them my Radical Solution series, and I've created 4 of these things now. And in typical Bungie form fashion, a bunch of people have downvoted it so that my post reads 0. So typical. But yeah, I want to share with you guys my current radical solution article. I always like how I am able to word things. You know, it's funny. I am a horrible orator. I suck at oration. I know that sounds bad, but that just means I'm bad at speaking. But when it comes to writing, now that's where my specialty comes in. I can write a masterful article. But since we're talking about it, I want to share with you guys, and I want to know what your guys' take on my ideas, and see if like it's any good. I feel that. Yeah, like speaking is so hard. Because oftentimes, like, I make these and I think it sounds good, but I always worry, like, would this actually be good for the game? Okay, so I have my little article up here. I don't know if it's an article or I don't know what you want to call it. I just call it article because there's so many words in it, and it's on a form. But the article is named "Dear Bungie: A Radical Solution to Gear Grinding." It is I put, it has been a while since I've written one of these, but given the current state of Destiny 2, it feels necessary. And then I post in the article my other ones. So the other ones, I say my previous radical solutions, a radical solution to the currency, a radical solution to power grind, and a radical solution to the new light experience are my previous articles. But this one tonight is a radical solution to gear grinding. So I put today's topic, gear grinding. So then I move into the first bullet point, the core problem. Destiny 2's gear ecosystem has become fragmented, to say the least. But I didn't put that last part. We currently have, and this is a list I put here. We currently have gear with tiers, gear without tiers, gear with color rarity, gear with illegal stat distribution, gear with set bonuses, gear with origin traits, gear without origin traits, gear with gear that is obtainable, gear that is sunset / unobtainable, gear with archetypes, gear without archetypes. Veteran players, this is navigatable, whatever. Nah. Misspelled that. Anyways, I think I misspelled navigatable. For new lights and returning players, it is overwhelming. More importantly, grind often feels binary. I'm using those big words. You either get a drop you need, or you reset to 0. And then I went a little ham with like the research. So the next bullet point is called the Sisyphus problem. So in case you guys don't know, that's like a Greek thing. It basically, like, what I was trying to reference is, I don't know if you guys ever seen the Steam game where it's like where you have that guy pushing the boulder up the hill, and then you make one false move and the boulder falls all the way down. Like, there's like a Greek tragedy where like a guy was, I guess his name was Sisyphus, and he had to like push a boulder up the hill like that. Forever pushing a boulder up the hill. Yeah. So this next bullet point I named the Sisyphus problem. I don't even know if I'm saying his name right, but it looks like Sisyphus. So I go in and I say, let's examine armor acquisition. A guardian chasing one specific armor piece faces the following. RNG gate number 1. Armor instead of a weapon. RNG gate number 2. The correct slot, i.e. helmet, gloves, chest piece, legs, class item. RNG gate number 3. Correct archetype, like armor archetype. RNG gate number 4. It's the correct tier and stat total. And then RNG gate number 5. The correct tertiary stat placement. If any critical gate fails, progression resets. This is not iterative progression, I state. This is restart-based progression. The unintended result? Players disengage from the grind once they get something good enough because chasing perfect feels futile. So then I move to the next bullet point in my article. The design principle. ABP. Always be progressing. At no point during a gear chase should a player feel like their effort was erased. Gamut, hi, how are you doing? And then I move on to the next point. The Praxic Blade demonstrates this. When chasing Praxic Blade components, every drop moved the player forward. Even small upgrades were permanent progress towards the ideal configuration. There was no, quote, I got another blade, but it rolled wrong, dismantle and restart. There was only accumulation. That psychological shift is critical. Is absolutely critical. So then I move to my next bullet point in this article. Praxifying armor. What would ABP, always be progressing, look like for armor? Instead of armor being a fully RNG complete object, armor becomes a modular shell. Armor would include, obviously, the standard mod sockets in the current system. You know, you get those mods you could slot in. But then on page 2, you could have a set bonus slot, an archetype slot, a tertiary stat slot, a shader slot, or, you know, the shader slot, the ornament slot, you know, bumped up with these new slots. Guardians would grind for unlockable modules, not full armor replacements. The benefits. For players, progression is additive. Unlocks accumulate. No total resets. One helmet, one armor piece can evolve over time. For developers, set bonuses can be introduced without releasing entirely new armor sets. Archetypes can expand without bloating the loot pool. Transmog should be always there. New grind vectors open without multiplying drop complexity. Armor becomes a platform, not a lottery pick. So then I move on to my next point. Classifying weapons. Now this one's a little bit more controversial, and I understand. Weapons follow the same ABP, always be progressing principle. Instead of farming identical copies of the same gun, hoping for perk combinations, weapons drop as base frames. Perks drop as unlockable modules. Perks are socketed once earned. That's the key. Earned. This draws inspiration from Destiny 1's weapon XP system, as well as Destiny 2's crafting system. And you see why that might be a little controversial for people. But avoids their friction points by tying progression directly to accumulation rather than leveling thresholds alone. A weapon you love grows with you. You are not storing 5 copies of the same weapon in your vault. You are investing in one, which should have been the design philosophy of the original crafting system. But as we all know, the crafting system was never brought to its fruition. Anyways, I added that last paragraph as like something I'm talking to you guys about. It ended as you are investing in one. Okay, so then I move to the next bullet point. Simplifying rarity. With perk/modular progression in place, rarity can regain its meaning. White weapons. So, I should preface this. I probably should have clarified this, but you know, this is for Bungie devs. So how I envision this is, let's take Fatebringer as the example. So you know how the white, green, blue, purple, they were all like different weapons. I would scrap that completely. And now you can get a white border, a white background Fatebringer. You can get a green background Fatebringer, a blue background Fatebringer, and a purple background Fatebringer. Okay, and this is what the colors would mean in this new simplification. White background weapons would mean that you have a weapon. It comes with a column 1 that you can slot modular perk in. Column 2, which is column 1 is usually the barrel. Column 2 is usually the magazine. But columns 3 and 4, where you get the juicy perks, would be locked. A white Fatebringer doesn't have any. You can't slot in perks for columns 3 and 4. They're just not there. And then origin trait for a white Fatebringer wouldn't be there. So like the last 3 columns on a white weapon would be completely locked. Couldn't use them. Then we get to green. So let's say you get a green background Fatebringer. Okay. Green background Fatebringer. Oh dude, I messed that up. Oh, I'm gonna have to change that. What's I'm thinking? Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I need to fix that. But the greens, you would get your column 3 and column 4 unlocked. So now you can start you know, messing around with the good perks, right? Still no origin trait yet. Then we get to blues. Blues, you can get column 3 and column 4 perks. You can get those enhanced. You can slot in enhanced perks. Woo! And you get your origin trait on your weapon. So now you can mess with the full scope, but only columns 3 and 4 you can put enhanced perks on there. And then there's finally purple. So a purple Fatebringer, you can enhance all your perks. Column 1, 2, 3, 4, and origin trait. All of them can be slotted with enhanced perks at that point. And that would be equivalent to like your tier 5, but it's simple. We go back to the color system, which everybody knew. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay. So that's how I would change gear rarity, like weapon rarity. So then I continue. Rarity becomes a progression ladder, not a cosmic confusion. Not some cosmic confusion that you're like, I don't get this. Weapons can still drop at higher rarity in the wild, allowing players to skip steps if fortunate. So I probably should have like clarified that in this article, but in my system, you can take a white to a green to a blue, blue to the purple. You can go the full length. You just need to time, effort, materials, all that stuff, and you can get a purple. However, in the wild, you can get a purple to drop and skip all that step, all those steps. Like it just comes unlocked to you. And you're like, dude, yes. And that would bring some of the hype factor back to purples. You're like, dude, I get to skip all this material, like all this XP, and I get to skip it all. It's all unlocked for me. That would get people so hyped for purples again. Anyways, let me get back to the dude, I need to fix that. I'll do that another time. I'll do that tomorrow. So I say weapons can still drop at a higher rarity in the wild, but investment guarantees advancement. And then I put ABP. Always be progressing. No resets, none of that. Always be progressing. That's the mantra of this. And then I go to my next bullet point. Endgame and casual content health. The system enables clear reward lanes. So, best in slot perks you can only find in raids and dungeons. Experimental or utility perks can be found in patrols, strikes, major update content. And then cosmetic upgrades can be found anywhere in the system. This re-energizes endgame chase, patrol relevance, vault management, and long-term investment, which is what Bungie needs. They're not thinking long-term. Grinding becomes forward motion, not re-roll roulette. Why this matters, my final bullet point. So in conclusion, why this matters. The issue is not that Destiny lacks loot. The issue is that Destiny loot systems do not consistently reinforce progress. Players disengage when effort feels resettable. ABP ensures every session moves a guardian closer to their goal. Always. That's how I conclude it. That is my suggestion. That is my solution to gear grinding. Because I like grinding for gear. My God, I spent how many hours grinding for all the different pieces for my Praxic lightsaber? Like I was farming like crazy. I was like, get home from work, gotta go to Mars, gotta get my orange kyber crystal. I was on that grind and I was happy about it. If they implement what they did with the Praxic Blade to the rest of the game, like Destiny 2 would become a healthy ecosystem overnight. good versions. Well, I will say, Lakeos, there has to be, it doesn't have to be the full like weapons arsenal, but there has to be some good options in GM and raid content. GM, dungeon, raid, like we have to get those things off of life support, because that's what really kept a lot of the community engaged. It was like, I'm like going and getting these like valuable things so that I can soup up my guardian to go and do this hard content. That was the chase for a lot of people. And so we would have to put some really good things in that rad content, raid and dungeon, RAD. Gnawing hunger. An origin. Oh yeah, let me change that. I don't know why. To be fair, I wrote this like really early in the morning this morning because I couldn't stop thinking about it. So green should be columns 3 and 4 unlock. And then blue should have origin. Unlock. Yeah. But that's just me. That's my suggestions for Bungie. I wrote that, and hopefully that somebody, hopefully it resonates with somebody at the studio, or just, you know, give them the seed of an idea. But I need this game to get back to being in a healthy state. Anywho, so that was the article I wrote this morning because I was feeling really down in the dumps, and like, I'm not just gonna sit here and sulk and be sad about one of my favorite games being in the state that it is in. I'm gonna write an article of solutions for Bungie. And Bungie, if somehow you guys are listening to this right now, like, please, if you go one to one on these suggestions in the future, please don't feel the need, like I don't need credit. I don't want credit. Like, I want the game to be fun again. Like, if this is something that, if you believe what I'm writing is gonna help make Destiny amazing play again, like, take it. I don't care. Like, this is one of my favorite games of all time, and I would like to see it back in a great spot again, especially considering we have lightsabers in the game now. Like, what are we even talking about here? Like, imagine a game with lightsabers and it's a really healthy and good state. It's like crazy. Anyways, I am going to start closing up shop here because, like, God, this piece is amazing. So, we will be coloring this next Thursday. I had really fun working on it. It's so good, man. I really hope that you're enjoying the drawing so far. For doing this, absolutely, L. I am so excited. Just get rid of the battle pass, and that will make me come back to Destiny overall. I think like I have two big gripes. I think Bungie should remove the portal, or like make it a lot less prevalent in the game. Like, definitely have it there for new lights, for them to actually like do activities, because I have to imagine it's helping new lights a little bit, like, get into activities. But the one thing I definitely would love to see them rip out is guardian ranks. Like, I don't understand the point of Guardian ranks. I think they tried it. I think it failed. I don't think it did what it intended it was supposed to do. It's just not a good system. And then the fact that it resets, I don't like that. I think that's meaningless and pointless. Oh, and I will also add to that, one of the things that they absolutely 100% need to get rid of in its entirety with no compromises whatsoever is the champions. I detest champions in Destiny. I think they are ridiculous. I think they are, from a game design perspective, I think they are very poorly designed in terms of gameplay. I think they reward stupidity and punish good player positioning. I think it's actually the opposite of what makes good gameplay in a first-person shooter. They absolutely, the only one I would be willing to repurpose is Unstoppable Champions. But guess what? They already did. They're called Rage Banes, and they're so much better than Unstoppable Champions. Like, I get it, Bungie, you tried, you failed. Let's just move on. You already have the solution in the game. You created Champions 2.0. They're called Banes, and they are infinitely better and way more exciting to fight than Champions will ever be. Those things need to be sunset completely. And I can go on about a 2-hour long rant about barrier champions alone. Barrier champions are one of the most egregious things in all of Destiny's history. Anyways, let's go find somebody to raid. Thank you guys for listening to my article. Read you my article. And have more of a another Destiny therapy session with you guys, even though I'm I hope I make it sound at least somewhat interesting, even though like I know a lot of us don't play Destiny. So we are going to raid over to Scintilla, who is doing an art box tonight. All right, let's get the raid set up here. I'm also really glad that it cooled down in my room by a significant amount. Okay, so send notes is going to be our emote tonight. Raid message. We drew a trash can caper in all his cute glory. Thanks for the shirt of the drawing. Of course, Elle, thank you for being here. And get hype, Elle, for next week, because we will be finishing this piece and you will have your very first visualization of your Sona. There we go. We drew a trash can caper in all of his cute glory. So there is our raid message for the evening, you guys. Thank you all for being here. We will be back at it tomorrow for more Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Get ready. We're going back to the jungle. We're going to get the... what was it? Gongaga. We're going to get Gongaga done. So... because we got a lot done in Cosmo Canyon, but, you know, it was just bugging me. It was bugging me to all infinity that we had not explored any of Gongaga. So tomorrow is all about exploring Gongaga. We're gonna do as many quests and try to get it completed as much as possible, and then get our tails back to Cosmo Canyon, because I hear we're in for such a wild ride with story beats when the moment we enter the village of Cosmo Canyon. So I want to make sure that everything we've done so far is up to date, so that we can go into Cosmo Canyon's village knowing like my ADHD not being like, hey, you forgot Going Gaga. So anyways, get excited for that. You all have a wonderful rest of your night. Thank you all for being here, and grateful I was able to do some amazing art with you guys tonight. Alright, so we're gonna head over to Scintilla. Have a wonderful night, guys. I'm going to bed. Sleep well. Love you guys. Catch you guys tomorrow. Bye.